In 2009, Abby Johnson quit her job as a Texas Planned Parenthood clinic director after observing an ultrasound during an abortion. Since then, Johnson has become a leader in the pro-life movement, and 1 decade later, her conversion story is hitting the big screen. Johnson's book about her journey, Unplanned, is being made into a movie of the same name. It will be released into theaters in spring of 2019. Actress Ashley Bratcher, who has been in movies that include 90 Minutes in Heaven and War Room, will portray Johnson. I had the chance to visit the film set a few months back and interview both Abby and Ashley about Unplanned. Take a look. Here I am with Abby Johnson and Ashley Bratcher, who portrays Abby Johnson. Good to be with you both.
Good to be with you.
So Abby, many of our viewers are familiar with your conversion story and your book, Unplanned. How is the movie compared to it, and how involved are you? Like, are you on the set every day? Were you part of the casting?
It's actually very similar. So the book and the film, very similar. There's a few differences that, really don't make any difference to the story, but just for the audience to sort of make more sense to those who are watching it. There are a few changes, but the crux of the story, the heart of the story is the same. And unfortunately with my schedule and all of my kids, I haven't been able to come as much as I would like, but I have been on for a few days, and Ashley and I, we text and chat all the time. So she's been so great just about really, channeling my attitude or my personality.
I think it's because we're so much alike, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
I could probably be best friends with her if we lived closer.
And even the Southern accent, like I heard it in some of the clips that I saw. So, Ashley, here we are. I mean, this is a hard story to talk about, and abortion is one of the most divisive topics of our time. What drew you into this film, and how are you preparing yourself for some of the feedback that might come from it?
Well, the first thing I told them was, I'm not scared. I have no fear going into this at all. I'm completely fearless because I know where I stand. But back to, why I wanted to be a part of it, I auditioned, now it's been a couple of months ago. And when I first auditioned, I wasn't that familiar with Abby's story. I think I'd heard about it in passing. But after I auditioned, there was something about it that just really compelled me to dig deeper. And I felt like the Lord was really working on my heart, because my mother had always been open with me that she had had an abortion. She even told me, I thought about having an abortion with you, but I didn't do it. So it was always just a nonchalant conversation. So when I did audition, I was like, I gotta check this woman out. And I watched one of her videos online, and I'm not kidding you, I was just ugly crying. I was a puddle on the floor, and I went home and I told my husband, I said, this is my story to tell. Obviously it's your story, but I was like, I need to tell it. I have to be a part of this. And I knew, it wouldn't leave me. For weeks and weeks, I didn't hear anything. And I was just praying, okay, God, if it's right, then let it be. And here I am.
That's incredible. This is a question to both of you. Who do you think is the ideal audience for this film? Is it to build up the pro-life movement, or is this for someone who isn't really sure where they stand on abortion?
Honestly, I think it's for everybody. I don't think there is a particular audience that we're really trying to speak to here. Obviously, it is going to be primarily supporters who are in the audience opening weekend, and but yes, it's for pro-lifers. It is for them to. I hope that they go to the film, they watch it, they walk away, and they're more committed than ever to do what they can to rescue these children, to protect the hearts of these mothers, to rebuild families. That it's not just something that they check a box and say, yes, I'm pro-life, but they say, I've seen abortion, I've seen what it does, and I must act. I must be, I am moved to action. But I think for those who are sort of in the mushy middle, who maybe are apathetic to abortion, even people who are very supportive of abortion, I hope that they go and see it. I hope that they go and watch it as a critic. Because I just don't think I hope that will be the first step to them seeing the truth of abortion, and then eventually their conversion on this issue.
I agree. To add on to that, I challenge especially Christians who think they're pro-choice to see the film. Because I think that seeing it and having, I go back to this term a lot, an undeniable revelation where you cannot deny what is happening. It's so clear to me, especially after hearing your story. And I hope that they'll see that.
I only have a little bit of time left, but Ashley, I do want to ask you this. There are some really hard scenes in this film. How are you mentally preparing for that, and what's that been like?
A lot of research, going places that I never wanted to go, but she's been there and that was her life. And so to really serve the story and to do her justice, I'm allowing myself to do the research that I wouldn't do, to see things that I don't really want to see, and to understand fully what happens in the process.
Well, I think we all look forward to seeing the film in its final product. Ashley Bratcher and Abby Johnson, thank you.
Thank you.
Catherine.
We'll continue to bring you special interviews and clips of Unplanned before its spring release. Keep turning here for the latest on the film.